Welcome back to DMR. Thank you for tuning back in as I review the latest blockbuster epic called Dune. So I caught it over the weekend in a VMAX cinema. So let's go through it and go over the trailer as well.
The outsiders ravage our land. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known.
So you're going tomorrow?
Yes, I'm going tomorrow with the advance team.
I'd like you to take me with you.
Are you trying to get me court-martialed?
So after I watched the first trailer, I was like, yeah, look, it looks okay, I suppose. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the Hunger Games to a degree, that whole teen trilogy aspect. But when the second trailer came out, it piqued my interest a little bit more. And then I was out in a shopping center or a mall, if you're living in the United States, and I saw this big Bible-looking book here with the big sandworm on the front, which is the Dune trilogy. So I've started reading that. I'm about 70 pages in, which should get you about an hour into the movie, and I have to say that I am pleasantly surprised with what I witnessed on the silver screen. But there are a few things that you need to know about before going and watching Dune at the cinema.
Can I trust you with something? I've been having dreams about a girl fallen in battle. Felt like a vision.
Dreams make good stories, but everything important happens when we're awake.
To the future of House Atreides.
You have to be ready.
There is no call we do not answer. There is no faith that we betray.
So to go over the plot of Dune without getting into too many spoilers is a bit of a challenging task, but I'll do my best. So we are in a galaxy that is controlled by an emperor. We don't see him during the film. We only see his army. You've also got different houses that he controls. We've got the Atreides, which is the main family that we follow, along with all their soldiers or warriors. They are very similar to the Spartans behind me. They're a very proud warrior type nation. They're basically sent down to a planet called Arrakis. Arrakis is covered in sand. You've got massive sandworms, and the locals down there harvest what is called spice, which sends their eyes completely blue. Spice basically gives prolonged life, many health benefits. It's also responsible for interstellar travel, so this is why they mine it or harvest it. And then you've got the Harkonnens, I think that's how you say it. They're basically the bad guys of the movie who were occupying Arrakis, and they abruptly leave on the Emperor's command. So the Atreides are basically sent down to continue this task, and again, without getting into too many spoilers, or hell breaks loose. So that's basically the plot in a nutshell.
Not human, they're brutal.
What if I'm not dead? You'll still be the only thing I ever needed you to be.
Come on!
My son.
So the two main characters that we follow through this movie are Timothée Chalamet playing Paul Atreides. You've also got Lady Jessica played by Jessica Ferguson. So we follow those two right throughout the film. You do have a great supporting cast with Oscar Isaac playing the Duke, which is the father of Paul. A great supporting cast also along the lines of Josh Brolin playing Gurney. And you've also got Jason Momoa playing Duncan, who is a pilot. So everyone in this movie does a very good job, very believable roles where they're set up on Arrakis to basically battle the bad guys and also harvest the spice and duck and weave and get out of the way of the sandworms. So the cinematography in this movie is immaculate. It doesn't feel too spacey. When I say too spacey, it doesn't feel like something that you're gonna sit there and watch it like Star Trek or anything along those lines. This world does feel very industrial. It feels very lived in, and as I said, very believable when you're watching it on film.
It's not safe for you here.
So if you're preparing to go and see this at the cinema and you don't like loud movies, be sure to take a set of earplugs, because this movie is bloody loud, but loud in a good way. I really enjoyed when the battles actually started to kick off. It did feel like you were there right beside the warriors as they were going toe to toe. So I really enjoyed the sound of it. The track by Hans Zimmer, or the score, really, really good. It really suits the movie quite well. A couple of things that I felt were a little bit off were when the fight scenes were taking place at night. It was dark, sometimes too dark, I felt. Similar to that Game of Thrones episode in the last season where the fights take place at night. But again, I'm probably nitpicking here. And also the shields that the Atreides are equipped with seemed quite useless to a degree. They're okay for blocking in the fight, but when it came to somebody stabbing them, it pretty much just goes through them. But again, nitpicking. So other than that, it was really good to watch up on the big screen.
I know you.
Tonight the bloodline ends forever. Kill them all.
So whilst Dune came out a very long time ago in a novel form, it does remind me of a few other movies that we have seen in the past. We've obviously got the Star Wars saga, and whilst it's set in space, there are some similarities with Luke Skywalker and Anakin Skywalker with the main character of this movie, basically bringing balance to the Force, so to speak. And you've also got movies like The Matrix, where we've got Neo, the main character, and other characters believing that he is the one, so to speak. And they actually use that same terminology in this movie when talking about Paul of House of Atreides, because his mother is basically brought up in ways that she's trained by some type of galactic witches or something along those lines, and they use something called the Voice. So there are some similarities with those types of movies, but Dune does stand by itself to a degree.
This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one. Only together can we stand a chance.
Let's fight like demons.
So all in all, did I enjoy Dune? Well, after watching it yesterday, I did really enjoy it. Also enjoying the books that I'm currently reading at the moment. But as I said, don't go into this movie thinking it's all going to be wrapped up. It is part 1 of 3. It is definitely worth going and checking out at the movies, purely because of the action scenes. The cinematography is amazing. The sound is awesome as well. So it's definitely worth buying that tub of popcorn. Other than that, it is probably also worth buying on 4K or Blu-ray if you don't get a chance to catch it at the cinema. So I will be looking forward to reading the rest of the novels, and apparently Dune Part 2 is in the works, of course. They're not going to be just leaving it at that, because it does say Part 1 basically at the start of the film. So thank you for tuning back in for the review of Dune. Hope you catch it at the movies, and I will see you next time. Cheers.
I must not fear.